All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
And
I'm
today,
excited for this one.
this is a big one. We were talking about Rosé's
Rosé.
upcoming solo album,
Yes.
Rosé.
Very excited about this.
I think a lot of people are excited.
I think so.
So we have an article here to help us break down some of what we know so far.
Right.
And it's called BLACKPINK's Rosé. Directed the video for #1 girl herself.
Ooh, very interesting.
And it came out on November 22nd of this year, so very recently.
Very recently.
And it has some good details in it about what we can expect from the album.
Well, let's dive in.
Okay, so first off, the album comes out on December 6th.
Ooh, that's soon.
I know, just a couple weeks away.
I know.
So, mark your calendars.
Yes.
We're on the Rosé from BLACKPINK.
One of the biggest K-pop groups.
Huge.
Yeah.
And she has, obviously done solo work before, but this is her first solo album since she moved to the Black label.
Interesting. Yeah, so for people who aren't familiar with how K-pop works, I know sometimes people can get confused.
Yeah.
She's still with YG Entertainment for BLACKPINK.
Yeah.
But for her solo stuff,
Yeah.
she's going to be with the Black label Atlantic Records.
Right. So, and it makes you kind of think like,
Yeah.
what kind of sound are we going to be getting?
What's that going to mean?
Exactly. Like,
Is it going to be different?
totally. Like, the Black label is kind of known, I think of like, Somi,
Yeah.
and
Or that like R&B, hip-hop kind of
totally
a little different from
on the traditional YG K-pop sound.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm really curious to hear.
Me too. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like, I think a lot of K-pop artists, when they go solo, they do tend to kind of experiment a little bit more.
Right. Like think about CL, formerly of 2NE1.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
She's kind of like paved her own path.
Totally.
And like her sound is so different
Than what she was doing with 2NE1.
Yes. So maybe it'll be something like that. Maybe it'll be completely different. Who knows?
I'm excited to find out.
You too.
Yeah.
But we do have some clues because we have not one, but 2 singles out already.
Okay, yeah.
From the album.
APT.
I love APT.
Too. It's such a good song.
Featuring, none other than Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
The Bruno Mars.
It's a really good pairing.
I think so too. I think their voices sound so good together.
It just like works,
Yes.
And it's so catchy.
It's so catchy.
Yeah.
And then the second single that just came out is called #1 Girl.
I love this one too.
Which, wow.
This one's different.
Different.
But different.
So different.
Like it's...
And it's interesting because she directed the music video for it.
I know. When I read that, I was like, what?
That's awesome.
I know. Like, how cool is that?
And the music video is really cool too.
It's very cool.
It's like all on a camcorder, right? Yes. Like she's just like wandering around Seoul at night. And it's giving me like retro vibes, you know?
It's total retro vibes.
It's really, really interesting. But yeah, so #1 Girl is, it's a little bit, it's more of like a ballad.
Yeah, very different from APT.
So different.
APT's like...
upbeat and...
Like, we're going out, we're having fun.
Yeah, like
Flirty. This is like, oh, my heart.
Like unrequited love.
Yeah.
Very different. But the interesting thing is that they were both written and produced by Bruno Mars.
Oh, wow. So he's like really involved.
I know, which I find super interesting. And Rosé co-wrote #1 Girl with him and then a bunch of other people.
Okay. So who else?
Let's see. Amy Allen, D Mile, Omer Fetty, Carter Lang, and Dylan Wiggins.
Wow, that's like a whole team.
I know. That's a lot of people.
But I mean, it's Bruno Mars, so
Right.
he's going to bring in...
If you're going to collaborate with anybody,
Yeah.
Bruno Mars is a good choice. But yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, what is this album going to sound like? 'Cause it's like we have these 2 singles that are so different.
Yeah, are we going to get like both vibes on the album or...
Right. Like, is it going to be like a mix? Is it going to lean more one way or the other? We don't really know.
Suspense is killing me.
I know. But, okay, so we do know that there's going to be 12 tracks on the album.
12.
12.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
It's a pretty good number.
Yeah, for a K-pop album.
Yeah. And then Rosé has also teased a couple of the other song titles.
Ooh, I love a good title tease.
Okay, tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
Toxic Till the End.
Ooh.
Game Boy and 3 a.m.
Okay, just from those titles, I'm getting like a range.
Yes.
Like Toxic Till the End.
What do you think? What do we think that's about?
Okay, well, I'm thinking maybe a relationship that's not so good.
Ooh, like a bad romance?
Yes, exactly. Maybe some drama.
Ooh, love that.
And then Game Boy is making me think maybe something a little more retro.
It's like a little playful, maybe throwback.
Yeah.
Maybe like, that kind of like 8-bit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of vibe. I'm here for it. I love that.
I know. I love that. Okay, 3 a.m.
Ooh. I'm feeling like that's a little more introspective. A little, maybe a ballad?
Like maybe like, you can't sleep, you're thinking about things.
Hey, late night thoughts,
Ooh, I like that.
So we're getting like a range here.
Range. It's like a whole, like, you're getting the full spectrum of Rosé
Yes.
with this album, maybe.
I'm so excited.
So to recap,
Okay.
Rosie is coming out December 6th. Mark your calendars.
Yes.
We've got 2 singles out now, APT and Number One Girl.
Both bangers in their own way.
I agree. They're so good.
12 tracks in total, and then we have those 3 other song titles.
And Bruno Mars is involved.
And Bruno Mars.
What more could you ask for?
Honestly,
Come on.
like what more could you want?
Hey,
I'm so excited for this album. But I'm curious, what do you think? What do you think is going to be like her overall sound? Like what do you think, is she going to lean more into like the APT vibe or more into the Number One Girl?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a mix?
I think it's going to be a mix because even with BLACKPink,
Yeah.
they have such a range.
Yes.
So I feel like she's going to give us a little taste of everything.
Ooh, I like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Make sure you guys check out the article and the music videos and get ready because December 6th is right around the corner.
Right around the corner. And let us know what you think. Are you Team APT or Team Number One Girl?
Ooh, good question. Let us know. All right. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.